Good morning, everyone. Hello, my children. Today is a rainy and cold and shitty kind of day here in North Carolina, and we're gonna try to discuss a couple of things, but who knows? Who knows how that's gonna go? But anyways, hope y'all are having a great day, and time to get the day started and get some shit done because we've been sitting on our ass not doing much of anything, and we need to do a lot more, a lot quicker. So, anyways, I'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the John Montgomery Experience. Welcome back to, what up, Facebook, daily blurb or whatever. Just fucking riffing on some shit. So, some of you may have seen that I posted about the Jussie Smollett case. Which is just, fucked up. I was just as taken aback by everyone that the actor or what have you was attacked, apparently in a racial incident and homophobic incident, and targeted for that. And I know I have a lot of African American ethnic, friends on my friends list and stuff like that. And I just want to kind of provide some clarification, at least on my stance of it. At least as far as I can tell from whatever the media is saying and everybody's saying, that the attack was completely fabricated and paid for by two, I assume, associates of his that may have appeared on the Empire show that he's a star of, what have you. And I don't know if they're just friends. Apparently one of them may be an extra or actor or something like that as well. But it was two brothers, apparently, I guess of Nigerian descent, something like that. And apparently they were paid to attack him, send false information, stuff like that. And I know, bearing in mind, I know as a white guy commenting on this shit, it may face a lot of hate or retaliation, or not retaliation, but just more or less some disdain from people of color on my list or whatever. And I understand that. I get that. But apparently, for all intents and purposes, all evidence is pointing to the blatantly clear conclusion that this shit was set up and that he paid these guys to attack him and yell homophobic and racial slurs, stuff like that. And, it basically set the whole thing up, I guess, in a desperate attempt to inspire some retaliation or hatred toward, the Trump camp. Like anybody needs any more inspiration or retaliation toward the Trump camp in general, or the militant Trumpites, or the hardcore, extremist right wing of this society at this point. But apparently it was all a setup. But now comes the questions of what's the proof of it being a setup? What was the evidence? Apparently the evidence was clear enough for them to turn these two guys loose and them to start cooperating with detectives. Them not facing any charges. And I think it's pretty clear at this point, apparently, that there's enough evidence and proof that this shit was completely fabricated, which is fucking stupid and sickening and just fucked up. And the reason why I say that is not because necessarily, I mean, it is because it was a fake hate crime that was perpetuated by somebody, but the after effects of something like this, which in my mind, this case right here may have set back the African American race in America 20-fold, because now this case right here will become a linchpin in every denier and every person who denies hate crimes and stuff like that for till the end of time, as far as I'm concerned. This basically has done more damage to the black community than anything that ever possibly could have been done now, as far as I'm concerned, because I know, at least in my heart of hearts, that, and the gay community, I know in my heart of hearts that this case is going to be cited from here till the end of time as being, like I said, just the proof that this shit could be made up, this shit could be falsified. And it's going to cast a light of doubt for a lot of people on every hate crime and every homophobic attack from this point forward, I feel. At least those who are looking for doubts and looking for anything to disprove any accounts that have happened from this. And I feel like, maybe in this person's, the actor's twisted world or whatever he was thinking at the time, he thought he was doing some right for America. I can only assume that's where the motivation from this came from, that he was hoping that this would be carried forward and inspire some kind of, like I said, retaliation from the gay community, black community, whatever. To the point of God knows how much violence, God knows what could have came of this or what has happened that we haven't heard about as a result of this. This could have inspired somebody to go out and commit violent acts across the country that we just haven't heard about, small violent acts, in retaliation. Shit like this is very dangerous in this political climate. It's very, very fucking dangerous in general. To be doing this at any day and age in America, but especially now. And I'm not particularly pleased or happy about all this. Just in respect of, like I said, I can see the long-term damage it's done to people who speak out about being attacked, because of their color or their sexuality or something like that. Because, like I said, I mean, this is going to be the linchpin. Where people can cite and say, well, how do we know they're not faking it or something like that, And to be honest with you, when I first heard the case, I just assumed it was two white guys who did this. I assumed that it was because the whole linchpin was it was not only a racially motivated thing, but it was a fucking homophobic thing. Those were the two tying factors. And I'm not saying that, black people can't be racist against their own race. I mean, white people can be racist against their own race. Self-hating whites, self-hating blacks, I suppose. But it just, the very fact that these are two Nigerian, seemingly successful men, who, just made a bad decision, I guess. I don't know. But it kind of throws the racism aspect out of it, for me at least. And then it goes to further, well, you could hang your hat on the homophobic thing. Maybe they just didn't like gay people. Maybe it was all just a gay hate crime. Which, I don't know. That's still up in the air, I guess. I mean, at this point, I think it's pretty much a closed case. But just to kind of, cast a reasonable spectrum of, maybe this did happen. Let's say, for example, this did happen, then this case shows a very clear bias in the eyes of the media, politicians, the police department. I mean, if it is true, and Smollett is, as far as I'm concerned, is he's tripling down on this lie. If it's a lie, he is quadrupling down on this lie. He is standing firm, and his attorneys are standing firm that this really did happen. This was not made up. And something's going on here either way. Either he's just so far deep now that he feels like he can't admit the truth or something. I don't get it. But it's fucking nuts. I mean, it's fucking nuts either way. I mean, and if it was true, once again, that means that the media, the politicians, and the police are all fabricating this lie, and they're fabricating this lie that it was fake. And they are not, and furthermore, they're not going to seek any criminal prosecution against these two racist, homophobic black guys from Nigeria. So, anyways, I know that could have been a lot more coherent and a lot more, whatever. But fuck it, I just wanted to say my piece on that, and also to apologize. Okay, let me just go ahead and say I am sorry to those in the gay and community of color. I'm not just going to say black. I'm going to say community of color, because I know plenty of people of different ethnicities on my friends list and associate with them. I just want to say I'm sorry to you for this video, and I'm sorry to you for what's happened. And I don't think there's any other way to say it. And for those not of color, for those who are doubters of shit like this happening just because of this case, don't do that. Fucking research it. More times than not, this shit is real. More times than not, this shit is very real, very violent, and it rarely ever ends with somebody walking out of it, you know, unscathed or relatively unscathed. Usually it walks out with the person who was victimized dead. So let that sink in, and never use this as proof, or any story for that matter, as proof one way or another that one case or whatever fits a mold. Not every case fits a mold. That's why police work. That's why detective work. That's why all this shit is so difficult, because not every case is the same case, obviously. But anyways, have a good day, guys, and I love you. Have a great day. Keep doing the great works, and I'm coming back to the art game soon. Get my shit together and reforging my mind to be inspired all the time and finish up some things I got working on. So anyways, take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye.